Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Great to have you. Hello, Oji. You still did too after you just got back.
Yes, Dr. Rufai. How are you this morning?
Good. We're
perfect day two. Yeah, yesterday I was struggling to catch my breath. Let's try to do it again this morning. I know. Adefemi, Oji, can I hug you? Oh my God. Can I do that? It's so good to see you. Adefemi is I don't even know what to describe you. Can you relax, Rufai? Give me my time, Rufai. Rufai, can you give me my time?
Let me enjoy my moment with Oji.
Rufai will always want to take the time. You people should want Rufai for me. I want to introduce my Adefemi to what's trending. Our international correspondent, the strong NSAS reporter who's made Arise News proud. Adefemi, welcome.
Thank you so much. Welcome back because we have missed you.
Yeah.
I know. I'm looking forward to this.
I'm glad to be back, really, and I hope that our viewers understand that sometimes things are rough. Yeah, Rufai, chop knuckle. Okay, my favorite Naija wife. How are you this morning? My favorite. It's not our. My favorite Naija wife. You're welcome. Very good. Director, leave me alone. Well, all right. Let me try to catch my breath as we begin What's Trending. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin What's Trending. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has responded to a senator representing the nation's capital, Ireti Kingibe, who during our Sunday program, This Day Live, anchored by Dr. Reuben Abati, criticized Wike's performance in the FCT, stating that residents are unimpressed. Kingibe further stated that Wike is out of touch with the needs of FCT residents. Well, according to her, the FCT has no schools, no hospitals, and lack potable water. Well, in response, Wike vowed that Kingibe will not return to the Senate in 2027. The FCT Minister made the comment in Abuja on Monday at the flag-off ceremony of a bus terminal construction. Well, let's take a listen.
I've had somebody in our eyes this morning. Unfortunately, I hear the person is a member of National Assembly. It's unfortunate I say so. With all due respect, what you don't know, you don't know. What you know, you don't. The person is angry that they are praising us. If you don't want, go and hang yourself in a transformer. If you're angry, go and hang yourself. If we have done well, we have done well. If we have not done well, we have not done well. And we are proud to say, in this short time, Mr. President appointed us that we have done well. He said there are no schools. He said there are no hospitals. You as a legislator, what have you done? 2027, come and run under Abuja. We will fail you. You think that what happened last time will happen again? You think so? It will not happen again. If you are popular, come and run. Luckily for me, I'm the FCT Minister now. So here is my territory.
Wike. Well, he said it no. He's the FCT Minister, but the senator was elected by the people. But wait, before I come, I know they are violent this morning. Let me just take this reaction. This is from Dr. Mo, who wrote, Wike's actions in the FCT are nothing short of disgraceful. After commissioning a mere bus stop motor park, he had the audacity to derogate Senator Ireti Kingibe. This comes after he received a staggering 1.2 trillion naira to fix roads in the FCT, along with an additional 93 billion naira from the supplementary budget to complete ongoing projects that were already funded. Yet, instead of tangible progress, we see petty projects and public insults. Wike's behavior epitomizes the lack of accountability plaguing Nigeria. Rufai.
The very first thing I would like to say is, dear Nyesom Wike, you are not God. You cannot, on God's earth, threaten a woman and say, oh, she will come for re-election. You are the one in charge of the territory. You are just a minister. This woman got the mandate of the people of FCT. And what you mean by what happened before will not happen again. Let me tell you what happened before. What happened before was that the people came out en masse to vote for what their choice is. And it's not about you. And as when that woman won that election and she was sworn into the Senate, you were not FCT Minister. You came in afterwards. Like I said before, two of you might not get on properly, but you must be able to work for the interests of the FCT people. So please, you might have things against Madam Kingibe, but you must work with her. And if she says there are no hospitals, nobody represents the people like Madam Kingibe. She has a right to say there are no hospitals because she's the one representing them in the Senate. And she's the one to raise their concerns. So if you are launching roads and you are launching bus stops, and she's saying that's not what my people need, it is best for you to listen to her based on what the people need, because she's going to be the one that's going to be accountable to the people, not you.
Rufa, it's also an indictment. I mean, what does he mean by
not you.
come 2027?
2077, that you are the Lord of the Manor now.
But you know what?
You are not
Rufa, hold on.
God. You are not God.
Rufa, you know, in the meantime, the minister set social media buzz after a video surfaced online showing him dancing to the 2023 hit song Big Baller by Nigerian musician Flavor. Wike was spotted wearing a 2,000-pound denim Versace outfit with matching denim shoes, eliciting a flurry of reactions. Let's take a look.
Undisputed, luxury or nothing. Money is talking, money is talking. Blessings of blessings. Father, when I know that, yes. How much is money? Balling. Premium or nothing. Now you know. Now you know.
Adefemi, you said this is exactly what Flavor wanted this music for. To show off. To show off. But let me take these reactions.
Okay.
This is from Daniel Buala, who wrote, has Governor Wike's designer defected? Sim Fubara seemed to have snatched his structure and his fashion designer, Oginina Fiobiko, to add injury to insult, or to add injury to salt. I've never heard this one before. He wore this in the summer, or to put it the African way, during hot weather. Well, GRV wrote, the Nigerian Minister of FCT Wike uses a whole Versace local patch midi coat worth 4.2 million naira. Louis Vuitton moccasin worth 1.55 million naira, and Fedora hat worth 400,000 naira, just for himself, while proposing to pay workers a 60,000 naira monthly. I mean, this definitely did not look good on the minister. This picture has been trending on social media. I mean, I'm not a fan of that outfit. I don't know about you, Adefemi. That outfit for me looks ridiculous.
I think, do you know what? Remove any biases aside. Just looking at the picture, it doesn't fit. So if it truly crossed that much, 4-point-something million naira, I do think that it could, just a little bit of tailoring, if we're looking at the outfit itself.
Yes.
Don't want to say anything else. That being said, he's even giving us some ankle. Do you see the leg?
Absolutely. I mean, the shoes, the moccasin shoes.
I didn't know we were looking at a fashion icon. The minister of fashion is what we're looking at. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You see, I'm a taller person, it looks a little different. That being said, I do think his comments towards Senator Kingibe are, to put it plainly, distasteful. And I think that we've been talking a lot about democracy in so many different countries, and here in Nigeria we can't let these types of comments fall by the wayside. How can you say, well, we'll see what happens in 2027? What do you mean by that? Are you saying that these elections, they're not free and fair? That these aren't the choices of the people? It's the choice of the FCT Minister?
State, which we'll come to
as
well. This is all coming at the same time. I mean, we have this issue in River State where, you know, a lot of issues about whether or not the election was conducted credibly in that state as well. But this is so unfortunate. Right. The minister needs to respond to Nigerians. Hopefully he'll come out with some sort of rebuttal with that statement, especially against Ireti Kingibe. Really unfortunate. Well, before I come to you, Bimbai, this is all coming as the crisis in River State continues to unfold in the wake of Governor Sim Fubara's replacement of the local council chairman after their tenure ended. A civil society group known as Citizens Advocacy Against Corruption has alleged an attempt by pro-Wike lawmakers to compromise the judiciary by buying court judgments. Well, in the meantime, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, has said that the commission has no constitutional power to conduct local council elections except in the Federal Capital Territory, unless necessary constitutional amendments are made. Yakubu made the comments on the sidelines of a 2-day induction retreat for INEC residents, electoral commissioners, on Monday in Lagos. Vimbai, I mean, this comment, I mean, people are saying, you know, that is the state's electoral commission that is in charge of, conducting the elections for local council chairman. But you know that the governors have been imposing themselves. I mean, given the fact that in River State, that whole brouhaha that happened with Governor Sim Fubara, putting in his people. And we are hearing the civil society group saying that pro-Wike lawmakers are trying to induce the judiciary.
You know, what continues to unfold in River State is just so sad to watch, because ultimately we all know what's going on. It's a fight between two strong men, and it's so unnecessary, and I hate that until now there's no resolution. We saw what happened when the local government chairman was sacked, and the chaos that followed in the state, across the state. It was so unnecessary, disrupting businesses, disrupting people's livelihoods. We're not a war-torn country. We're a democracy. Absolutely. So there's actually a playbook, there's a manual as to how these things are done. As for the rally for INEC to step in where local government elections are concerned, I hope that it gains more momentum, because as far as we're concerned for now, local government elections are just business as usual. It's more of protocol, to be honest with you. It's not an election. This fight between Minister Wike and Governor Fubara continues to be unfortunate with every day it unfolds. And very quickly on Senator Kingibe, what breaks my heart about it is, when you listen to Senator Florence Itagiwa, yes, she'll tell you very bluntly what women go through to be elected into public office. It's in no way a level playing field. They're constantly threatened physically with violence. They are called all manner of derogatory terms. So the playing field is nowhere near level when it comes to female lawmakers and what they need to get through to get to the top. And then the very few we have, we're now threatening them. Come on.
It's unfortunate.
It's really so unnecessary, and it goes against what we're trying to fight for, which is to encourage more women to stand for office.
I mean, Rufai, your thoughts on the, INEC, whether or not they should step in to conduct these local council elections. I mean, we're saying that the state, electoral body are not truly independent, but is INEC truly independent as well? I mean, these are also the questions that people are asking. I mean, what are we saying here? A quick sentence.
I want to run along, but yes. You see, when INEC was conducting the state the local government elections in 98, 99, return to democracy. But with this INEC,
Professor Mahmood Yakubu's
INEC, that technical glitch happened to server, with this INEC, that all of a sudden, to give the candidates the paper for them to go and fight their case in court, they will not give them. This INEC INEC yo.
This INEC yo. Okay, Rufai. Well, I guess this whole saga will continue to unfold. Well, let's now take reactions to the ultimatum issued by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project to the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, to account for the 100 billion naira bad notes and other large sums of cash awaiting examination, which are kept in various branches of the Apex Bank. SERAP issued the 7-day ultimatum on Sunday through a statement by its deputy director, who said the allegations were documented in the latest annual report recently published by the Auditor General of the Federation. The group also urged Cardoso to explain the whereabouts of the alleged 7.2 billion naira budgeted for the construction of the CBN Dutse branch in 2010 and the 4.8 billion naira budgeted for the renovation of the CBN Abeokuta branch in 2009. The group stated that the allegations by the Auditor General suggest grave violations of public trust and reflect a failure of the CBN to effectively discharge its statutory functions and commit to transparency and accountability in its operations. I mean, Adefemi, while I catch my breath, because you know that I'm still suffering.
You're doing a great job.
Are you sure?
You're doing a great job. You are. You are.
But you know, we're seeing this conversation. I mean, it's absurd.
Right.
We're hearing this amounts of money. 100 billion naira, unforgivable. We need this information, and it's important that Sarah continues to do the Lord's work and bringing out these conversations. I don't know why this is not out in the forefront.
I don't know why. I mean, well thanks to what's trending, it is out on the forefront, isn't it? And these do uncover very serious questions. How is it that so much money is going away unaccounted for? It is important to note that these monies that the current CBN governor has been tasked to find happened or went missing not under his own watch. So I think that in and of itself shows that the history of the leadership of the Central Bank of Nigeria needs to focus on accountability and transparency. So looking at the leadership so far of the current CBN governor, Olayemi Cardoso, it will be interesting to see what he says. We haven't had too clear of a response from the central bank governor. So it would be interesting to hear, are you also searching? Or do you know where it is? Like, what stage of the investigation are we at?
But this is a conversation about transparency and accountability. I mean, it is up to the government officials to continue to give us explanations. But I know Dr. Abati, who we really miss, has said that Cardoso is not his duty to continue to talk to the public, except that, you know, it's something really important, which I think this is.
But this one is, absolutely.
No, obviously, they have a PR department that should be able to respond to all of these concerns. But also, when they talk about dirty notes, these are monies that are recirculated because they might be, you know, very dirty, they might be mutilated and all of that. But it also goes back, number one, I'm not saying CBN shouldn't answer the question. It also goes back to our culture and how we handle money. You see a lot of people, some people take money and put it in the, what's it called, in their bras or brassieres and all of that.
Yes.
And the way we mutilate money with squeezing and all of that, even the way we treat Naira, you know, an implementation now as regards Naira flunking and things like that, the way we mutilate the currency. So most of those money still come back into circulation, and that's why there's a case about dirty money. But they should also listen to SERAP. But I think what is even more pertinent that's not making the news is the fact that money in circulation, I think, has grown up to close to 100 trillion as we speak, which is a sad one for Nigeria. When you have a lot of money in circulation, it bumps up inflation. Hence, we're having crazy amounts of inflation, too much money in circulation, chasing too few goods. This is exactly what's happening in Nigeria now. That's why between last year and this year, over 11% inflation, and it still keeps growing month to month. Although some people say some of the parameters are reducing, so we should do something effective about all of this. But I'm sure the Public Affairs Department of the CBN definitely will make a reaction to this. And if SERAP has taken them to drag them to court, they will definitely answer their case.
Well, they've given them a 7-day ultimatum. There's not been a petition yet, but you know, the CBN has till Sunday, at least till Monday, to respond to this query. We'll take another story. Rear Admiral Alison Madueke, the former husband of Deizani Alison Madueke, Nigeria's first female Minister of Petroleum Resources, has petitioned the court for an injunction restraining his ex-wife from using his first name, Alison, and surname, Madueke, following the dissolution of their marriage, citing that she faces public allegations of corruption and financial misconduct for which trials are ongoing. He prayed the court grants an order directing Deizani to adopt and revert to her premarital surname, Agama, and also issue publications of the name change in newspapers of national circulation in both Nigeria and the United Kingdom, while the retired naval officer also stated in the petition that the persistent portrayal of his ex-wife as his spouse creates an embarrassment and is tarnishing his reputation, integrity, and public image. Our favorite Niger wife. I mean, I know this, this type of conversation, concerns both of us as well. Adefemi, I know that you did attend some of, Deizani's trial in the United Kingdom back in August 2023. Our favorite Niger wife, Deizani had faced bribery charges. I mean, she had been charged with bribery allegations, which she has also denied. She's always claimed her innocence. I don't know what your thoughts about, bringing this out to the public. I mean, their divorce, I believe, started in 2021, and then they finally got their divorce in 2022. They said they've been living apart since 2015. Your thoughts on this?
I think anybody who knows Rear Admiral Alison Madueke knows that he's a man of principle. He's a man who has done all things possible to build up his name through his children and to create a legacy for himself. Mm-hmm. So I understand if such a person who has worked and risen so much in the Navy feels that his name is possibly being defaced and that the hard work and investment that he's made into building his name and his personal brand is compromised. It's fair enough to say that, well, ultimately, I want to keep my brand and my name that I've built from my good work clean.
All right, a quick sentence and we'll take our final story.
We see this type of marital or ex-marital disputes. You remember when Tina Turner and Ike,
I was going to say that, right? Yes.
He took her to court and said that he wanted his father's name back, that the name belonged to his grandfather and his father, that he had his father's blood in it, he wants his name back. Mm-hmm. So usually in situations like this, it's usually men who have either been jilted or left who are trying to get back at their wives who are now being successful with that name. Yes. So it's interesting to see the direct opposite of that in this situation.
Adefemi, you hit the nail on the head. I knew you were going to go there. Let's take our final story in the United States, where President Joe Biden has reacted to the Supreme Court ruling granting U.S. presidents broad immunity from prosecution, stating in a press conference on Monday that the ruling would make Donald Trump more emboldened to do whatever he wants if he regains the White House in November's election, while criticizing the decision, which guarantees that Trump will not face trial in Washington ahead of the November election over his actions during the violent riot on January 6, 2021. Biden said it now fell on the American people to do what the courts should have been willing to do, but will not.
I know I will respect the limits of the presidential powers I have for 3.5 years. But any president, including Donald Trump, will now be free to ignore the law. I concur with Justice Sotomayor's dissent today. Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent. May God bless you all, and may God help preserve our democracy. Thank you. And may God protect our troops.
This ruling now shows that America is now like Nigeria. Nigeria is the most, they have the most powerful president in the world at this point. And now we are seeing here that, United States is almost mirroring this whole issue with this ruling. It makes the president of the United States very powerful, really, at this point. Well, I'd like to thank you all, as always, for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.